Hey folks, Dr. Joe Esposito here. I am so glad you're with us today. What we're talking about now is ways to improve your mental health. Now, I talk about when we treat patients, there's three things we want to treat. We want to treat the nervous system, the digestive system, and the diet. And you have to make sure you're getting the nervous system working, of course, because the nervous system controls everything. And the most common injury to the nervous system is a pinched nerve. And the most common thing that a pinched nerve causes is pain. So chiropractic is the most effective, least expensive treatment for most back pain injuries. So if you have back pain, you probably want to come see us. It's by far by far the most effective, least expensive for most cases. So then we got to look at what else is going on. What kind of stresses are in our body that may be affecting our body and our chemistry. And there's chemical stress, and there's physical stress, and there's mental stress. Now, the chemical stress, of course, is simple. Food, environmental toxins. We've covered this a lot over the years. And you can go to our website, drjoe.com, and just start listening to some shows. We've probably covered a lot of that. So the chemical stress is easy. Eat good foods, take good supplements like Super Green, Essential Source, nitric oxide, omega-3 fatty acids, B-complex. That is the protocol I take for my brain function. And then we got to look at the mental stress. Now, the mental stress isn't something that my team is really good at fixing, but we're good at fixing the chemical and the physical, which then helps the mental get better. Follow all that? You got to have all three working together to get you well. So sometimes you need a little mental lift. So what I've put together is some tips that you can do to make yourself feel better. Now, many times, and we'll cover this a little bit later, is we're looking at a digestive problem. Now, my career, it's been pretty lengthy, 37 years. Every case I've ever seen with a mental disorder, anxiety, depression, ADD, ADHD, bipolar, even suicidal patients, there's always a digestive component that nobody talks about. But they don't talk about it because they don't know to look for it. So every case I've ever had with a mental issue, there's always gas, bloating, diarrhea, acid reflux, heartburn, bad breath. Bad breath is a sign the food is rotting in your colon. And usually they're very ticklish. I know that sounds strange, but if I poke you in the ribs and I'm attacking your area of where your digestive system is, the body has an innate reflex and it says, no, don't touch me there. That's where my weakness is. And so many people perceive that as ticklishness because ticklishness and pain travel along what's called the lateral spinothalamic tract, which is a tract in your spinal cord, go up to your brain. So pain and ticklishness kind of can sometimes be confused. Okay, and that's why being tickled, if you're ticklish, is torture. You're screaming and laughing, but it's torture. And if you've ever been tickled and you don't like that, it's not fun. So we have to get the digestive system working because the digestive system has to be able to break down nutrients so you can absorb the nutrients to go up into the brain to produce neurotransmitters, chemicals that make your brain work, so that your mental health is normal. And we can measure these things and we can find out what's going on with the brain. And in most cases, when there's an emotional component, in fact, every case I know of, there's always a chemical imbalance. So the mental health has to do with the chemistry in the body. What you're eating, what you're absorbing, what you're passing out, and are you getting enough nutrients? And sometimes the absorption of nutrients is affected by the physical aspects of your body. Is the stomach pushed up against the diaphragm? Do you have pinched nerves that control the stomach or the digestive system or the vagus nerve, which communicates to the brain and the digestive system? The enteric nervous system controls the digestive system. So many different things going on for you to be able to eat a hamburger and it breaks down and produces serotonin, dopamine, norepinephrine in your brain and GABA and other neurotransmitters. That's crazy that your brain has to be able to break down something as toxic as a hamburger and yet still keep you alive. It's amazing what your body can do. So we got to fix the digestive system. But serious depression, anxiety, other clinical issues, we work with a clinic now, as a matter of fact. They work with anxiety patients and many times military patients, post-traumatic stress disorder. And the doctor there will send us the patients and say, see if there's anything chemical or physical going on. I cannot praise this doctor enough for her to have the insight to say, okay, I can counsel them, but if there's something chemical or physical wrong, I need help with that. And that's why I'm hoping this is a breakthrough where people in their field start to come together with people in our field so that you, the patient, gets the best treatment possible. And I'm really excited about it. It really is neat. And we've worked with a few of the patients now. We just started this relationship a few weeks ago, and it's really cool because they come in and they've never heard about the nervous system, the digestive system. Many of them don't even know who Dr. Joe is. And so they're introduced to this whole new world. And they're like, oh my God, this is crazy. You've given me something no one's ever given me before. That's hope. Because many times when people have emotional disorders, they're distraught and they give up. And that's not what you want to be. So if there's an emotional component, you've got to look at the chemical, the physical. Are they breathing properly? Are they sleeping properly? Are they getting enough nutrients? Your brain, or anything, can't function unless you give it raw materials. We don't produce anything. We got to get our stuff from an outside source, all our nutrients. And so we get it from outside sources, from food and from supplements. And that's why the minimum supplements I recommend for everyone, regardless if there's mental issues or not, would be Super Greens and Essential Source. They're 2 powders. They taste great. I couldn't imagine a day going by without them. I said today I made a banana smoothie with mine. And it's very inexpensive too. Compared to anything else on the market, it's a fraction of the cost. So if you want to get Super Greens and Essential Source, you can get them on the website, drjoe.com, and you can come pick them up. We have offices in Marietta, Duluth, Stockbridge, and West Cobb. Save your trip. It'll save you some driving time as well. So we'd love to have you at that opportunity to get you on some good supplements and get you well. Then I take omega-3 fatty acids as well for brain function, nitric oxide to increase circulation to my brain. I make sure my digestive system is working. I take digestive enzymes if I eat cooked foods. So the minimum investment that you make in supplements, I feel far, far outweighs the benefits. And you save so much money. I mean, I've missed a half a day of work in 37 years. I run now 4 clinics, radio, television, a life. So yeah, it's a lot of work to be me. But I do it because I take good supplements. And I'm twice the age of many of my staff members, and I run circles around them. So it really does work, folks. If there was a better way to be healthy, I promise you I would be doing it right now. If I could find a better way to be healthy, I'd do it. And that's why with this show, we're always looking for new things and new services we can add to our patients so that they can get better. A while ago, we added PRP in medical. PRP is we take your own blood cells, take out the platelets, which are the growth factors, and re-inject them in a concentrated form back into the joints, knee arthritis, shoulder arthritis, carpal tunnel syndrome. Many times, not always, but many times, great results. Erectile dysfunction, way less expensive than any of the stuff you're hearing about anywhere else. And we take your own blood cells and we can re-inject them back into the body to stimulate new vascularity for men and for women. Many times women, as they get older, start to lose their sexual function. Maybe they cough and sneeze, they pee themselves because they don't have the musculature there. PRP might be the answer for you. And the cost is so much less expensive than everything else that's out there for these treatments. So it's crazy good. So if you want to know what services we offer, it's on the website, drjoe.com. Just go to the tab that says services. But I digress. And again, mental health, sexual dysfunction certainly can cause depression. Belly fat, we talked about that earlier. Belly fat, you want to get rid of that. You want to get the brain working the best it possibly can. You want to get the neurotransmitters being produced in the brain. Now you have a plan. Most people have health insurance. They don't have a healthcare plan. I want to be your healthcare plan. I want to get you well and keep you well. So a couple of things you can do. Clean up your house. It's very depressing when your house is a mess. Now, you might not think about that. Oh, I don't care. I don't mind. But studies have found when you're surrounded by stuff, that visual chaos goes straight to your brain. It distracts you, and it gets in your way of your ability to process information. Other research showed that clutter home amps up the stress hormone cortisol. We talk about that a lot, especially in women. So make a plan to get rid of junk. I live my life like this. If I have to move tomorrow, how easy is it going to be to move? The biggest part of my house that I have to deal with is my pantry, because I love food and I love food gadgets and I love different ways to process food. I love food. And so if I had to pack up anything in my house as quickly as possible, the hardest thing I'd have to pack up is my pantry. My closet, I have a minimum amount of clothes. I have a minimum amount of socks, minimum amount of underwear. Why? You can only wear so much. And once you have a load of laundry, do your laundry. It's pretty simple. My garage, pretty clean. I have a lot of gardening tools. That's pretty much about it. And the rest of my house, pretty basic. I have a couch, I have TVs, so basic stuff. I don't like clutter. And so that helps keep my brain clear too. Another thing you can do for mental health is buy yourself something nice. Think about what you'd like to have. Now, here's a little test to see how happy you are. This is unofficial, unscientific test. If I gave you $100 right now, and I said, you got to spend this on something that's going to make you really happy, and you can't think of something instantly, chances are you're pretty happy. You've already got everything you need. And that's how I like to live my life. If I want something, I get it. I'm not a big fan of even Christmas presents, because if I want something, I get it right away. And even for other people, I don't want to wait till Christmas. I want to get them something now. So it's just a nice little way to live your life. I find it easier. But then people think you're weird around Christmas. Like, well, I don't know what to get you. I just got you something. So, but get yourself something nice and make sure, of course, it fits your budget, because if you go over budget, that can cause mental issues. Reading is very, very helpful for brain function, because it stimulates different parts of the brain than visual, just watching something. So read a book. If you don't know what book to read, on our website, drjoe.com, we have 2 books. Prescription for Extreme Health. That's a really good read. It's kind of like a buyer's guide for you. What do you got to do with your body to keep it healthy? Another book I have is called Eating Right for the Health of It, and that has a lot of recipes in it. So if you're looking for a way to change your diet, Eating Right for the Health of It's a good choice. Prescription for Extreme Health, great book, and it really gives you a step-by-step guide. And it's written in a very light-hearted, silly, funny way, kind of like when we give lectures. And I tried real hard when I wrote that book to keep it light, make it simple for you. So those are on the website, drjoe.com. So we're talking today about things that you can do to help your mental health. Now, a lot of folks are lonely, and especially elderly. And this is something I've talked to my mother about many times. And she said, I wish I had more friends. And when I talk to my elderly patients, I wish I had more friends. So elderly people want to socialize just like everybody else, but how do you make friends as an adult? Even as an adult, not even elderly, but as an adult, if I said, okay, I want you to go out and make 5 new guys. I want you to get 5 new guy friends, girls, 5 new girlfriends. How would you do it? It's kind of weird, right? I don't know where to go look for friends. When you're a kid, you're in sports, you were in high school, you're in classes together, college. It's hard to get new friends now. But for the elderly especially, and that's why it's really important, if you have somebody elderly in your life, take them out. Take them places. And you know what? They don't have to go somewhere fancy in most cases. They're happy going to a grocery store just to be with them. The greatest thing you can do for somebody is give of your time, because that's what people want. Now, if they don't like you, of course, they don't want your time. But if they like you, they want to be with you. And that's why I'm a big fan of not senior housing, but senior centers, where people can go and just socialize with people their own age. They can relate to people their own age. I have to laugh sometimes when I'm talking, let's say, Garrett or one of my younger staff members, and I'll mention, I don't know, Meatloaf or Rolling Stones or something like that. And I'm like, who? It's like, oh, gosh, I'm so old. So, yeah, it's good to hang out with people that you can socialize with, and people of your same ilk. My grandmother, my German grandmother, always said, Josef, stay with your own kind. So what she said was, when they came over from Germany, Italy, during the early 1920s and mid-1920s, they set up pockets. If you go to New York, there's still the Jewish section, the Italian section, the Polish section. It's kind of been blended up since then. But when I grew up, there was, the middle of the street. The Italians lived over here, and the Polish people lived over here, and the Jews lived right over here, right across the street from each other. But that was their section. And so I grew up around New York. So hanging out with people similar ilk, my grandmother was so right. It's so much easier. So the whole thing of opposites attract, I'm not sure I'm buying that whole thing. So I like hanging out with Italian people. I'm Italian. I like my Italians. So I'm half German. I like German people. So it's okay to hang out with people you like, or people that have a similar interest that you have. Again, as a vegan, if I go to a steakhouse, I fit in that well. But if I go to a vegan restaurant, I kind of feel like I'm with my people. Some people do well with pets. So if you like pets, get a pet. And then play with that pet. Keep them around. I like pets. I don't want one, but I think they're okay. So that's something you might want to do. We're talking today about mental health. If you're in pain, if you have neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, you're going to become grumpy. And a lot of patients come in our office and their family will say, I don't know what to do with this guy anymore, with Bob, whoever it is. He's just so grumpy and he's always in a bad mood. And I'll say, well, when did it start? And many times it started when the pain started. And that's one of the wonderful things that we do in our office is we're really good at natural treatment for pain management. Now, there's no guarantees and there's no promises. And you're not going to get better in 2 visits. But in most cases, we can change people's lives by getting them out of pain. And that improves their mental health. So if we can get them out of pain, they feel better and their life turns around. And I can't tell you how many patients over the years have sent us flowers or fruit baskets and sometimes candy, which of course I don't eat, but tickets to events, and just say thank you, because you're the first doctors that A, gave us hope, and B, actually delivered. So if you do have pain, we'd love to do an evaluation with you, make an appointment. So if you want to make an appointment, you can go to our website, drjoe.com, drjoe.com. We have offices in Marietta, Duluth, Stockbridge, and West Cobb. We accept patients with insurance. We accept cash patients. We do the insurance filing, so it's a really good place to come. We take Medicare, car accidents, sports injuries. If you've ever been in a car accident, if the car was damaged, you were damaged 100% of the time in my experience. I've never seen it not happen. So if you get in a car accident, and come see us right away, because the quicker you get to us, the better it's going to be for your case. The insurance companies, even if it's your fault, sometimes the insurance companies will say, well, you didn't go to the doctor fast enough. Well, I didn't have a car, And so even if you're in a car accident and it's your fault, it doesn't mean you weren't hurt. You need to come see us. But any type of pain or natural health you're looking for, we would love to be your doctors. And the website, drjoe.com, has a ton of good information on it. And on the top left-hand corner is a tab that says services. You can see we have chiropractic, medical, weight loss, pain management, PRP, exosomes. We do so many different things to naturally get you well and keep you well. But if we need to, we can also offer the medical as well. So it really is kind of a one-stop shop where all the doctors know each other and we can talk to each other. We talk to each other literally. Hey, my medical doctor will call me in the room. Hey, Dr. Joe, I got this patient here. I'm going to recommend this. What are your thoughts if we work together on that? Perfect. Let's do it. So again, it's on the website, drjoe.com. We'd love to be your doctor. Stop suffering. People come to me every day. Doc, I've been suffering for years. Why didn't I come here sooner? I don't know. Just come see us. It's very easy to make an appointment. We usually get it within 24 hours too. So we're talking today about ways to help your mental health, things that you can do. We talk about the physiology, but these are action steps you can take. Music, of course, helps tremendously. An Italian study found that quick tempos can calm you down too. And it just happens when the music stops. So if you have a quick tempo and it stops, you can calm down. And so listen to the music you like. If you like classical, if you like rock, if you like disco, if you like, well, I don't even say rap is music, but if you like rap, whatever music you like, listen to that. That's going to help the brain calm down. It works really well. Make sure you're eating right, of course. You got to eat more fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds. Get the bad food out of the house. I would strongly advise you stay away from saturated fats like meats and dairy products because saturated fats clump your red blood cells together. And red blood cells clump together, they can't carry oxygen. If they can't carry oxygen, your brain can become oxygen deprived, and that can lead to mood swings and it can lead to depression. So a simple test, I'll give you a little thing you can do. Today for lunch or tomorrow for lunch, whatever, I want you to have a big salad. And you can put anything you want in a salad as long as it's fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. So you can put lettuce and cucumbers and organic raisins in there and tomatoes and peppers and onions and have a big salad. Maybe put some chickpeas in there, make you feel fuller. And then the next day, I want you to have some pizza, pepperoni pizza. Let's go all out. Pepperoni pizza, extra cheese. And notice how you feel afterwards. You'll feel depressed. You'll feel angry. You'll feel moody. You'll feel tired. And you'll say, wow. I never realized I was so grumpy all the time because I never changed my diet. I always ate alcohol, meat, sugar, dairy, coffee, soda, artificial sweetener, the 7 deadly sins. And you're grumpy all the time. You're miserable all the time. You're depressed all the time. Suddenly in just one meal, you had a big salad and you feel better. And you'll be amazed. And then you start adding things like super greens and essential source and nitric oxide and B vitamins. Many times when I have patients that have emotional issues, I get them on just super green, essential source, and B complex. And they see changes almost within a day or two. Then you had the nitric oxide, you had the digestive enzymes, crazy, the results. And I don't understand why everything I teach you guys isn't just mainstream, why this isn't the standard of healthcare. The other stuff is sick care. This is healthcare. So I want to get you well and keep you well. I want to get the nervous system working. I want to get the digestive system working. I want to get your diet straightened out. I want to get you on good supplements. I want to work on your digestive system so you stop that acid reflux and burping and gas. We want to fix your feet because many times feet issues can cause knee issues, which can cause back issues. Headaches issues, of course. I suffer from headaches. I had a traumatic brain injury when I was a child, and I totally understand when headaches flare up, glutamic acid, monosodium glutamate gets me. And when I get a headache, I'm certainly not charming and effervescent. And so that can help your mental attitude quite a bit if you get the body functioning physically as well as chemically. And that's what we're talking about today, getting the brain working better. Find out what makes you happy. And we talked about this earlier with exercise. If I don't like going to the gym, it's not going to work for me. I don't like running. I got a fracture in my low back. I don't run real well. So maybe I don't do running, but I do like gardening. So I get out in my gardens. I like going for walks. So find out what works best for you, whatever exercise it is, and or whatever activity that is, and get you working. Maybe it's dancing, maybe it's cooking, maybe it's painting, maybe it's house cleaning. Okay, I knew somebody once, a gal, and she loved to clean houses. She'd go to people's houses for parties and clean. I mean, so there's different things that make people happy. We talked about getting out in nature and getting a walk. That's really good. It's even better if you can walk on an uneven surface, like trail hiking. Now, it's okay to walk on a platform or a pier or whatever it is. That's perfectly fine. But when you walk on an uneven surface, it sends neurological impulses up to the brain to keep your balance. And when you keep your balance, the brain is more active. And the brain needs oxygen, stimulation, and nutrition. Here's what I wish every mental health provider or every doctor would teach their patients. In order for brain to work, oxygen, stimulation, nutrition. So oxygen is breathing. If you have acid reflux, heartburn, burping, gas, bloating, your stomach may be pushed up against the diaphragm. It's not dropping down to suck in enough air. Fix the stomach. You may have pinched nerves in the mid-back, locking up your ribs. Many times we adjust the patient's mid-back. Doc, oh my gosh, I can breathe again. This is amazing. So you may have physical impediment, blockage of the function of the lungs. Get that opened up. Get that working again. Fourth cervical nerve is the nerve supply to the diaphragm. Diaphragm goes up and down. You get in a car accident, affects the phrenic nerve. You can't breathe properly. Brain can't get the oxygen. It needs stimulation. Go to our website, drjoe.com. We have almost 2,000 podcasts there. If you're a podcast junkie, type in your podcast service, Dr. Joe for the health of it. Dr. Joe for the health of it. Hundreds and hundreds of hours of podcasts. This is going to be a podcast on that service. So you can listen to podcasts, learn. That's stimulating to the brain. It's exciting. You learn new ways to get yourself healthy every show. You're going to learn tons of new information on how to get well and stay well. So listen to the podcast. Follow us on social media. I'm asking you this as a favor, actually. I give you a lot of good information, folks. The website, 24 hours a day, drjoe.com. If you send questions through the website, me or Joe are going to answer it right away as soon as we can. So we give you all this. I need one thing in return. The universe has to have ebb and flow. It has to have give and take. So this is you putting back into the universe. Follow us on social media. That's it. It's all free. Dr. Joe Esposito, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Do it right now, at Dr. Joe Esposito, and follow us because we post every single day. We're posting something about health and wellness. So I need you to do that as a favor to me. And then you're going to get new input. You're going to get new information every day. That's going to help stimulate your brain. So who benefits? We all do. Everybody benefits when you get new information. And I love it because I get to give you the new information. So make sure you're following us. Find out, if you can't go outside, what you can do inside. And I like to do squats. It's one of the exercises that doesn't aggravate my low back or my neck. And so I can do squats. And you can hold onto a counter if you want to. Just do 10, 20 a day. And then go up to 30, 40, 50. Do them in the shower. Do when you're brushing your teeth. You'll be amazed how much better you feel by doing something as simple as building up those big muscles in your body, like the buttocks and the legs. Folks, I'm almost out of time. If you have any questions, send them to me through the website, drjoe.com, drjoe.com. If you want to make an appointment to come see us, and I think you should, Dr. Joe Esposito is me. The website is drjoe.com. We have offices in Marietta, Duluth, Stockbridge, and West Cobb. All the supplements we talked about available on the website, drjoe.com. Get the idea, drjoe.com. But just come see us. Let's do an evaluation. Let's see if there's anything we can do to naturally get you well and keep you well. And on the website, we have a list of services. Pick the services you want. Let us know what they are. We'll get you an appointment, hopefully within 24 hours. I'm Dr. Joe Esposito, drjoe.com. Tell your friends about the show.